Andy Uba cries foul, rejects results. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Naija Trends HD. Andy Uba, the APC governorship candidate in the just concluded Anambra governorship election, has rejected the result of the election. The decision was announced by the Andy Uba campaign organization in a statement issued on Thursday in Abuja by its spokesman, Jerry Ugokwe. He described the election as a charade, saying that the result did not reflect the wishes of the people of Anambra, that their popular candidate, Senator Andy Uba, is a victim of widespread electoral fraud and manipulation, he said. Mr. Ugokwe alleged that the election was manipulated by INEC in cohort with the Governor Willie Obiano-led administration and security forces deployed to oversee the exercise. He further alleged that the election was characterized by widespread irregularities, intimidation, and voter suppression to clear the path of the victory of the All Progressive Grand Alliance APGA candidates for the polls. For instance, in polling units where the biometric voters accreditation system (BVAS) malfunctioned, INEC went ahead with the election manually. There were numerous cases where votes announced by INEC exceeded the number of accredited voters in polling units. It is inconceivable that their candidate, who polled over 200,000 votes in the APC primary election, would be allocated a slightly above 43,000 votes by INEC. It is surprising that APGA, which lost almost 80% of its stalwarts through defection to APC before the election, came out victorious, he said. Mr. Ugokwe recalled that the sitting APGA deputy governor, 7 members of the House of Representatives, 10 members of the House of Assembly all defected to APC before the election. This, he said, was in addition to some APGA board of trustees members and several others who joined APC ahead of the governorship election. According to him, it is therefore ridiculous that APGA emerged victorious at the election despite the defection of its critical stakeholders to APC ahead of the election. Mr. Ugokwe added that from all indications, the only people remaining in APGA at the time of the election were Governor Obiano and his household, as well as staffers of the government house, and as Professor Chukwuma Soludo, the party's candidate. This, he said, was especially so because the majority of the electorate in the state had moved to APC. There was definitely no way the carcass of APGA could have defeated APC without the active collusion and manipulation by INEC and the Obiano-led administration. What happened on November 6th fell far from below the acceptable standard of a free, fair election and can be best described as electoral fraud, Mr. Ugokwe said. He, however, appealed to APC supporters in the state to remain peaceful and calm. Ugokwe assured that the organization would not relent in pursuing what he called their stolen electoral mandate through all available constitutional means. He further stated that the facts on ground did not in any way reflect the outcome of the elections as result by INEC. Guys, this is really interesting. Listening to APC's facts and what they are saying happened in the Anambra just concluded election, and they are saying that the election was a fraud, that the people of the Anambra were all out for Andy Uba. They said the people remaining after a lot of defection from APGA to APC were just Willie Obiano and his household and Soludo and his household. That how could they pull out the whole Anambra people to come and support them when they have no much stakeholders behind them? That it was impossible for them to have won like this. Well, I would like to put it up to you to tell me, what exactly do you think actually happened in Anambra election? Do you think it was actually rigged by INEC? Or do you think the people of Anambra came out en masse? The power of voting their leader was in their hand. Do you think it was actually in their hand, or it was rigged by ABGA? What's your thoughts? Leave it in the comment section. This is so funny because never heard of such a thing though, but it's interesting and it's amazing because ABGA, from looking at the election, you find out that ABGA gained a lot of supporters during the course of that election. On the day of the election, the ABGA candidate, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, gained a lot of support, even from those outside of Anambra State, even from those abroad. People were cheering and supporting him, and we are all hoping and looking that there was no fraudulent activities going on in the election. Then now the APC candidates are saying that it was all rigged. But looking at the election, everybody watched how the election was conducted on TV, even live. People were there, but no one heard of any problem, no one heard of any irregularities, because everyone was all there. Now they even had witnesses. They had party chairman. They had party representative while collating the results, and they didn't dispute any of those results. There was no much dispute. Almost all the results were okay. So I don't see why they'll be coming out to say all this, but in the course of this, maybe they might have their own proof or whatever they want to do. But I think the election was done peacefully and cordially, that the people of Anambra actually came out to vote, because even after the election, you see them rejoicing and everyone was happy. But guys, what's your thought on this actually? What do you think actually happened in Anambra? Do you think the people of Anambra were actually in support of ABGA candidate? But APC candidates dragging and coming out to say all this, they didn't even emerge as the second in line, but rather the PDP who emerged as second in line didn't even actually complain or say they are going to take the matter to court. But it's APC who came out third. That's so not understandable, man. But whatever is your thought on this particular issue, leave it in the comment section. We would like to hear your own view of this. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. See you guys next time, and don't forget to subscribe.